What is up, fellow YouTubers? It's your sexy goth bad boy, King Cobra JFS, coming back at you with another cooking video. Already making an Angel Food bacon cheeseburger. What nonsense is this? Well, I'll show you how to make it. It's real easy, real simple. The way I make it, it's just the way I made it last time, and I thought it tasted good, so I might try recreating that recipe for you on camera here. And before you continue watching, keep in mind, no one's forcing you to watch these unhealthy bacon cheeseburgers. No one's forcing you to watch my videos. You know, if you think, oh, that looks gross, can you cook something else besides burgers and pizza, you fucking retard? Dude, fuck the haters. I know my fans are gonna get a kick out of this one because it's, you know, it's thinking outside the edge. People think, well, a bacon cheeseburger has to have, you know, no it doesn't. As long as it's got a burger patty, some kind of cheese, and some bacon, you can pretty much use whatever you want for buns. Heads of lettuce, if you want it to be healthy. A Krispy Kreme donut if you want it to be unhealthy. I'll think I wouldn't do it. I took a Krispy Kreme donut, cut it in half, leave the glazed side alone, but toast the bottom half of it. Or better yet, have you ever had a burger, you ever had a cheeseburger on a bagel with guacamole? I'm just saying. I'm just saying, YouTube. Your bacon cheeseburger doesn't have to be sandwiched between traditional burger buns. In fact, the first ever cheeseburger that was invented was sandwiched between sliced bread, much like a regular old patty melt. And this restaurant was making these cheesy beef patties for people to eat in like the 1800s. And one day a customer came in on his lunch break. He liked the beef patty so much, he's like, is there a way you could make this so I can carry it with me and eat it while I'm on my lunch break? And then the chef thought, oh wow, keep in mind this is like 1800 something something, you know. They're like, okay, well let's try toasting some sliced bread on the grease of our burgers and then putting a cheesy patty of beef in between, making it like a little sandwich, you know. Then the first person to try it loved it so much they kept coming in for it every day. And the restaurant says to themselves, hey, you know what? We're onto something here. Then they started selling it, and boom, that's how the cheeseburger was invented. Of course, nowadays, when people think of a cheeseburger, they think sesame seed bun, all this sort of shit. And I'm like, sesame seed buns are delicious, but to quote Taco Bell, we're gonna think outside the bun. Oh, wait. Oh, I don't think that's the fast food. I think I got my fast food slogans mixed up. Whatever, you know which one I'm talking about. That snipe tobacco from the ashtray of mine is pretty harsh. But, alright. Normally there's like a shit ton of grease right here on the wall. I've been getting that cleaned up, you know, stuff like that. Because it is spring cleaning after all, as they say. Alright, YouTubes, I want to show you how to make a ridiculously unhealthy bacon cheeseburger, and this is why you tune in for this shit. Take a plate, and we're going to need a couple slices of this food cake. Excuse me. We're going to need a couple slices of this angel food cake for our buns. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this plate on the stove so we can start assembling it. And what I'll do is take it, kind of slice off like 2 slices here. This will be our top bun. The top bun's going to be a little bit thinner. And the bottom bun will make it a little bit fatter. And the reason why I'm doing that, YouTube, is because when I go to cook the patty, all the grease from that burger will absorb into the bread. And we don't want this sandwich to fall apart. I actually had no idea if this was going to work or not. Because I'm like, angel food cake is kind of crumbly. And, well, it didn't turn out half bad, actually. So, I think I'll just recreate the recipe for you all on YouTube today. It's April 2nd. And the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to give this some flavor. We're going to need the assistance of some country crock. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the stove down a little bit. We got that nice and heated up. There's a little bit of grease in the bottom of the pan from our last burger. That'll assist us very nicely. Now, if you're on a diet, don't watch this video. If you're vegan, don't watch this video. If you think I'm a piece of shit, don't watch this video. So I'll take a little bit of butter, I'm going to melt it down into the pan. Just like that, we'll let it cook up with that bacon grease and that gristle. Beautiful. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the buns for our sandwich in here, just like that. Kind of go like that, let the butter get all over the bottom of those, and then I'm going to flip it real quick. Whoop, whoop, like hands of steel, just like that. And spread the rest of that butter for the patty on the bottom there, just like that. Beautiful. And it's not going to take long for these to toast up because, quite frankly, this is a lot more spongy than regular sliced bread. So all that burger grease and butter and gristle from the last burger is going to cook right into that sandwich. Beautiful. I'll go ahead and turn the stove back on to an 8 because I want to get these meat products cooked as quickly as possible. Okay, let's go ahead and give this a flip. See, look at that, nice and toasted. Nice and toasted. Nice and toasted. Now, the angel cake is already cooked and baked and all that sort of shit. So, basically, we're just reheating it on the stove and toasting it for the sake of the sandwich. This is taking patty melt to a whole nother level. See, this one's done. This little slice right there is done. And then this one's a little bit thicker, so we're going to go ahead and toast that for a little bit longer. But not too much longer. It definitely did firm up a little bit after, yeah, okay. That smells good. We might need to get a, no, we should be fine. All right, so now that we have, our sandwich bread toasted up, I mean, that gristle and that butter, it burnt into the bread a little bit, but that's all right. It'll add extra flavor to it. It's not ridiculously burnt. Let's get a burger patty, shall we? Now, by the time I get done making this burger, the calories on this are going to be stupid ridiculous. So, believe me, a double for this, a double is just not necessary. I'm going to take some of that butter and I'm going to drop a little bit underneath the burger patty. And then I'm going to take a dab of butter and put it on top of the burger. Kind of spread it around the top of the patty. Now, you don't have to cook your burgers in butter. That's optional. But if we're already adding angel food cake as the buns, well, why not make it a bit more sinful, huh? Why not? At this point, you're just like, why the fuck not? There we go. Does this look stupid unhealthy or what? Oh, it's all about to get better. Because now that I want to go and give this a flip so that this side can cook a little bit. Go ahead and flip that so that side can cook a little bit. Now the key to this is getting it cooked to where it'll shrink down just enough to fit that bun beautifully. Now doesn't that look good? If you've never cooked your burger patties in a little bit of butter, you're missing out. Oh, that's so unhealthy. So what? You can't spend your entire life worrying about everything that's unhealthy, because even the things that are considered healthy can be unhealthy when done in excessive use. So maybe it's cheat day and you're doing good on your diet and you want something tasty and high calorie just to make you feel like, oh, I'm so bad. I shouldn't have eaten it, but that tasted so good. Okay, I'm going to show you some coolness. I'm going to show you some dankness. Go ahead and give that a flip. Oh, baby. Talk to me. Alright, all that butter is cooking to both sides beautifully. That's going to add all kinds of good flavor to it. That side needs a little bit longer. This side's looking pretty good. Now I want to let the other side cook for a little bit longer. I'm going for a nice medium rare to fully cooked. I do not like burnt meat. Ew. Like, who the fuck eats their steak burnt? That's just... no. No. I would rather have a steak that's just barely medium rare, cut it, and dip it in chocolate and barbecue sauce and eat it before I'd fucking eat a steak burnt. YouTube. To tell you the fucking truth. I would rather eat a steak that's cooked just barely to medium rare and dip it in A1 steak sauce mixed with Hershey's chocolate syrup as a dipping sauce. Maybe throw in a shot of Jack Daniels just for the hell of it and stir it around and be like, there you go. I don't know. Would you eat no, I'm not cooking steak right now. Obviously, I'm cooking a burger patty up right quick for my sandwich, but I'm just saying. I've had steak dipped in chocolate. It's delicious. Yeah. That burger patty's just about done. It's looking good. Now I'm going to go ahead and set the camera down for a second while I work some magic here. I'm turning the stove down to a medium heat so I can let that grease simmer for a second while I transfer our burger patty here to the top, or excuse me, the bottom bun. Transfer it to the bottom bun here. The top bun's a little bit thinner, so there we go. Beautiful. Now, with all the grease in that pan, with the burger and the flavor from the angel cake and the burger grease cooked into the pan, now we're going to need some bacon for our pan, so we'll grab ourselves some bacon. I'm going to add a little bit of butter here, the last of it, to the pan. This will be for the bacon, just to make sure that the bacon don't stick to the pan. Okay, go ahead and turn that stove back on to an 8. Get the heat going again, and let's grab our bacon. I'm going to leave the fridge open while I pan up the bacon here. That way I don't have to, just for a second, that way I don't have to open the fridge again. Alright. Okay, we're going to take a piece of thick cut bacon, and we're going to tear it in half. And then just drop both slices into the pan. Wash the hands. Go dry them off real quick. Alrighty, so now that we got our bacon in the pan, hashtag bacon sizzle, I'm gonna cook that up for our sandwich, and then our sandwich is just about done, yo. Maybe like 2-3 more things to do to it before it's done. I know some of you are thinking, this shit looks gross. Why would you do this? And again, no one's watching your channel, and no one's forcing you to watch mine. So, so I'm going to go ahead and get some of this delicious bacon cooked up for our bacon cheeseburger. And then when your bacon likes to curl up on you like that, I'll take the spatula and hold it down. Just like that. You hold it there for a second, and it'll start to uncurl just a little bit, like I was doing over here earlier. Yeah. Alright, this first piece was a little bit skinnier, so that's going to be the first piece on there. Just like that. Beautiful. This one's a little bit bigger, but that's alright. Go ahead and put it in center. So if you want to keep your bacon from curling when you're cooking it, sometimes you got to take that spatula and hold the end that's curling down just like that. And then the heat will cause it to cook, and then look at that. See that? Now it's not curling anymore. Starting to curl on this side just a little bit. So again, just hold it down with the spatula. Just like that. And then eventually, when you lift the spatula up, it'll stay straight. Look at that. Look at that, YouTube. Because when you cook bacon, it's going to curl up and shrivel and shrink. And if you don't want it to curl up, that's how you do it. You hold it down with your spatula on either end, wherever it's curling up at, and I guarantee you, you'll have straight bacon every time. I mean, some people like their bacon a little bit curly and crispy. Some of them people like it chewy and straight. It don't matter how you cook it, but as long as you cook it, don't be eating raw bacon. I don't know, maybe you're making some bacon for breakfast and you're like, damn it, the bacon's curling again. Son of a bitch. That piece is done. It's not pink, it's nice and brown on both sides. There we go. And I'm going to take and make a nice little X with that bacon. We're done with this part of the cooking. Go ahead and turn that off. I'm going to transfer the pan over here for a second, so that way I can clean up some of this grease. But here's our bacon cheeseburger so far. We got a nice little section of bacon right there. Would you use Angel Food Cake as the buns for a bacon cheeseburger? I don't know. I mean, I tried it before. It's actually not bad. Like, it's nothing religious. I'm just saying. It's junk food at its finest. I love the smell of bacon. Now, while the stove is still hot, I like to take an ice cold... Oh, shit. That was my thumb. Be careful. That pan's still pretty hot from making that burger. But I like to take an ice cold washcloth and wipe off the grease here. I find that when I'm making bacon or something to that nature where, it's greasy, it gets all over your stove, I find that hitting the stove with an ice cold washcloth right after you get done cooking, if you're careful with it and you're ninja, you can do it without burning your hand. And well, I do it because, YouTube, it makes cleanup a zillion times easier. It makes maintaining cleanup on it much, much easier. And this seems like a mild, cumbersome step to do, but I feel it is necessary. So this way, when I go to use the oven cleaner on it, it doesn't take a whole lot of oven cleaner to use, for one. And two, it just means cleanup is a Wyoming breeze. See what I did there? There we go. Doesn't look too bad. Actually looks pretty good. Alright, cool. Okay, now that we've addressed that issue for the moment, let's focus on the remainder of making this burger. Now we're going to need a couple things. We need some cheese for the top of that, so let's get into that. I find that when you're making a bacon cheeseburger with sweet ingredients, you want a cheese that's mild, creamy, You know what I'm saying? Ooh-wee. Good thing I got the window open. It's a little smoky in here from having the stove on so high. But that's alright because, yeah. Making dank cheeseburgers over here. Or a dank cheeseburger. So I got some mozzarella cheese. Mozzarella is a good cheese. It's mild, it's creamy. The kind of cheese that would complement the sweetness of the bread or whatever you used, you know. So I'm going to put, there we go, just like that. I don't know, I tried it out in the test kitchen the other day and I'm like, oh, this didn't turn out half bad. I'm going to move the top bun to the side for a second so we can focus on addressing our bottom bun. Yeah. Now when you toast the angel food cake, it's weird because when you toast the angel food cake on a frying pan for your burger, it almost gives the angel food cake an almost pancake-like taste. And almost pancake-like taste. Not quite, but similar. Which is weird because you'd think, oh, it tastes, you know. But, yeah. I like making burgers because they're simple, they're easy, they don't require a whole lot of prep time. You don't gotta sit here and make 10 zillion different things just to put it all together in the end. It doesn't take you 12 and a half fucking hours. Now, if you're taking time to cook something and slow roast it for 12 and a half hours, that is a labor of love, you know. Alright, so we got enough cheese on top. There's a nice little pile on top here. And before I put the burger in the microwave, I'm gonna get all that cheese and brush it off. And the cheese that dropped on my cutting board, kind of like little flakes, kind of brush it off a bit into the trash. There we go. What I'm going to do now is I want to add a sprinkle of brown sugar to the top of the mozzarella cheese. And then we're going to microwave it to make the cheese all gooey. So here we'll scooch it more to the center here so you can see that delicious pile of cheese on top. See, so far it's only like, what, 23 minutes in, 24, that's not too bad. So you can see this burger recipe didn't take too terribly long. Pretty straightforward. It might have taken just a little bit longer if I would have put the stove on a medium heat, but putting the stove on 8 definitely took care of it. Oop. And of course this cheese wants to come off the top, and I'm like, no, you don't. Once the cheese melts, it'll pretty much be stuck to the top of that burger like glue. So it'll be looking a lot better when it's melted here, but we're gonna dress up the burger patty just right. Okay, there we go. That's looking nice. There's a little bit on the cheese there, not too much. So let's get a look at that before we microwave it. That's what it looks like with the bacon and the cheese and a little bit of brown sugar. It's looking pretty good. So we're gonna put this in the microwave until it's until the cheese is all gooey. Let's try 44 seconds first and see how that do. This microwave is pretty powerful, so it's not going to take me too long to melt that patty with the cheese. Well, that's definitely a gooey puddle on top. Kind of squish that cheese down just a little bit with my finger. Maybe another 10-second burst. Just to make sure. There we go, perfect. That actually looks pretty good. Take a look at our bottom bun. Doesn't that just look good? All that cheese and brown sugar melted together on top. Oh. But if you thought we were done dressing this burger, what more could you put on this disgustingly unhealthy burger? How about some peanut butter for the top bun? Because why the not? So we're going to take some creamy peanut butter and we're going to do a dab of it on the top bun. And then we're going to sprinkle a little bit of brown sugar on the top bun to go with the peanut butter, and then that'll be our sandwich. Boom, you guys already know what's up. Another unhealthy cooking video. Whether it's unhealthy or healthy, it don't matter. If you like the cooking videos, subscribe for more. Go ahead and spread that ooey gooey delicious peanut butter all on top. Go ahead and put that peanut butter up for now. Alright, so now we're going to add a pinch of brown sugar to that peanut butter on our top bun and kind of smear it around in the peanut butter. And the only reason I'm smearing it around on the peanut butter is just to make it look pretty on camera. Kind of an unnecessary step, but that little extra step does make it somewhat of a difference. It kind of mixes it in, keeps it from falling off. beautiful. That's enough of that nonsense. Now I want to take a fork and bloody well fucking mix the peanut butter and the brown sugar and kind of, yeah, press it down into the peanut butter and mix it all up. Kind of swirl it just a little bit. Kind of go around and very lightly swirl it. There we go. Now let's go ahead and put the sandwich together. Put it on our top bun. Put it on our top bun. Put the top bun on our bottom bun, you know how we do. I'm gonna find which side's flat. It looks like this side's the flat side, so this way the bread's facing the same direction. It'll look a bit nicer on camera. Alright, so to prevent this from falling apart when I first eat it, I'm going to take it, pick it up, and very gently flip it just like that. Transfer it to the other hand. This way, when it cools off a bit more, it doesn't just fall apart on me. So, just like that. Now, making that bottom bun a little bit thicker was definitely a good call. The sandwich is staying together beautifully. It's not falling apart. Yeah. This is definitely fixing to be a very high calorie sandwich. I'm gonna scooch this to the side while I clean up my area. Alrighty, let's take our sandwich to the desk to try it out. I'm gonna let it cool off a bit before we eat into it. I got it flipped over onto the top bun to cool off on the bottom bun because that bottom bun pretty much absorbed all that grease, YouTube, from the burger patty and the bacon. Making it a second time, it smells just as good as I made it the first time. This is sweet, savory smell in the air. Hell yeah. And yeah, like I said, if you like the crazy burgers, then subscribe for more because I want to keep making them for you guys. The channel is blowing up quite nicely. In fact, let's go to my channel. 8,215 subscribers. Nice. When you have 8,218 subscribers, that's getting bigger and bigger by the day because people are starting to catch on to the shtick, I guess. So yeah, if you like ridiculously unhealthy bacon cheeseburgers, subscribe for more because I'll do this just because It's the idea of, wow, that looks ridiculous. Why would you do that? That looks so unhealthy. And then, yeah. Well, now, this one came together a lot better than the other one did. First time I made this, it almost fell apart. I was like, nope, nope, not having this, nope. And got it put back together. But the second time I put it together, which is this one right here, that's not looking too shabby. That actually looked like that held together quite nicely. And the patty shrank so that it's just big enough for this little sandwich here. This little beast of a monstrosity. I'll let it cool off before I eat it. However, I noticed that now that I've flipped it over and let the bottom bun cool off, now I can flip it back over before I eat it. So that there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now that the bottom bun has had time to cool off, I can flip it back over. I'm able to pick it up and eat it without the bottom of it falling apart. Because the problem with this is that bacon grease and that burger grease is going to absorb into your absorb as it absorbs into your bread. And you'll notice that sometimes when there's too much grease, the bottom bun falls apart, and it's like shit. You're trying to make a decent patty melt, and patty melt's pretty much so greasy that it just melts through your bread, and you can't even pick it up and eat it. You have to use a goddamn fork to eat it, and it's like, no. When you have a bacon cheeseburger, you shouldn't have to use a fork to eat it. You should be able to pick it up with your hands and just, you know. Well, that didn't turn out too shabby, if I do say so myself. Looks like I got just the right amount of cheese on there for it. Yeah. I do so enjoy it when a cooking video comes together smoothly. It makes me feel good about the quality of the video that I'm producing. Probably the healthiest thing to go with this meal, Welch's. This is the orange pineapple apple. So it's got pineapple and regular apple. And it's, yeah, vitamin C fortified. Ooh, look out. Not too bad. Not a sponsor, just giving them some free advertisement. Let the sandwich cool off. Smoke a little bit of tobacco. Take a couple hits of tobacco before I eat it. Let it cool off a bit. You might think to yourself, damn it, that looks nasty. Why the would you put that on a burger, you sick bastard? And I'm like, well, if you feel that strongly about it, why are you watching? Because you want to see me give myself a heart attack, so I'll give you what you want. I'm a sarcastic bastard, but all jokes aside. quite often I find that when I stand outside to smoke, there's literally cigarette butts all over the ground. And I think they should include an ashtray by one of the doors. That way people have a designated area, or that way it's not like all over the ground. Believe me, I'm a smoker through and through, but whenever I see a place that has cigarette butts all over the ground, to me it just looks trashy. But that's just my opinion. And quite frankly, I don't feel comfortable with just leaving my cigarette butt out on the ground, especially if I'm just stepping outside. So if I collect just enough cigarette butts, when I'm out of tobacco, I can squeeze them tobacco into my pipe, and boom. I'll save a couple puffs of this tobacco for after I get done eating. Go ahead and tamp it out. Angel Food Bacon Cheeseburger. At some point you have to ask yourself, what the fuck am I doing with my life? That's just, believe me, I've had it before the exact way I just made it. It's good, but you know, it's one of those naughty foods. You feel like, hey, it's cheat day. You've been doing good on your diet. You might as well reward yourself. I mean, you could step it up to a next level. Like, you could add some Nutella and some bananas to it, and you're set. A couple slices of banana and some Nutella to go with that peanut butter. You know what I'm saying? People sit there like, oh, a bacon cheeseburger has to have a sesame seed bun. No, it doesn't. There's no law against using angel food cake for the patty's housing. Yeah. No law against that whatsoever. And quite frankly, I know a lot of you are like, oh, dude, I can feel my arteries clogging just watching that. Huh. We got it picked up here. Let's get into it, shall we? I'm gonna put this plate in my lap. Strangely enough, it's not dripping grease all over the place, which is a good thing. This will make this a little bit less messy to eat. But it is definitely dripping peanut butter all over the place. Got some peanut butter on my pants. Got some peanut butter on my pants. So I lick it off and do a little dance. Okay, that was just stupid, I'm sorry. But anyways, let's eat it. Oh, hell yeah. That's good. That second bite I took that second bite I took, the burger still got steam in it. And all that steam just burst out of the burger patty. Magnificent. Hell yeah. Here's that, oh, trying not to get peanut butter all over my pants, but which side is the peanut butter? There it is. All right, cool. There we go. There's that cross section, YouTube, all that beef, bacon, and cheese. What do you think? That look good? Yeah, buddy. And surprisingly, it's got a little bit of sagginess in the bun because it is sponge cake, basically. But it's holding together nicely. It tastes good. Looks good. Oh man, that steam bursting out of that burger patty. This is definitely cooked all the way through. It's not medium rare, but that's all right. This one goes out to all the homies who watch my videos. Dank-ass bacon cheeseburger for your face. This is definitely a burger you don't want to eat too often just because of how stupid sweet it is and just the amount of calories. It's a little bit greasy, like I do have grease on my fingertips from eating it, but other than that, not too bad. What do you think, YouTube? Would you eat it? I'd eat it. You get a close-up of that steam action. See if we can do it a little bit closer so when I bite into it, maybe we'll get some more of that steam action. Oh, yeah, there we go. I saw that. Just a little bit of steam action. Let's get one more look at that cross section before I finish it. Look at that. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, pretty decent burger, not too shabby. I can definitely feel my arteries hardening just eating this. I know what's gonna happen too, like, people are gonna comment, "Oh my god, do you have to make disgusting noises when you eat? It's so fucking gross, like, god, you are retarded." And I'm like, yeah, thanks for watching the video. This burger's so lip-smacking good. Like, I'm not even joking with you. People are literally that triggered by everything that I do, and I think it's funny. I don't have to try very hard to piss people off. I love it. One last bite for the hell of it. Well, there's the extent of the mess. Well, you could definitely tell it was messy enough because the plate is just coated in grease, gristle, and peanut butter. So I think it's about time we take this plate to the sink and wash it off. Dry my hands off real quick. I'll be right back, YouTube. Well then, it would appear as though we've come to the end of the cooking video. But to pour me some more of that orange juice and give you my final thoughts on that burger. Like, we can't see your face. Hold on a second. Let me fix that. There we go. Final thoughts. That was definitely a good burger. One thing I would change, though, is maybe trying to make the bread a little less burnt. But that happens when you're cooking it in butter and grease and gristle. The bread didn't taste burnt, surprisingly enough. It looked burnt, but it didn't taste it. But yeah, maybe like a little bit less peanut butter next time, because it was dripping all over my fingertips and all over the plate, and peanut butter on my pants, peanut butter on my pants, that kind of thing. But other than that, that was a good burger. Oh God. Peanut butter on my pants. I don't know why that's just a random combination of words where I'm just like, I shouldn't laugh at that. That's so lame. But I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, it's kind of funny. Kind of, but not really. Uh, no, but, nah, man. But, bacon cheeseburger, yo. What's up? Let's take a gander here. I think all these are pretty much emptied. Horse poop. That's alright. I can always, I'm not worried about it right now. But yeah, YouTube's there you go. Cooking video. Anyways, tubes. Thank you for watching my cooking video. I'm gonna get it uploaded to my desktop, and we'll get it uploaded to YouTube. Might have taken an hour, but that's alright. The burger itself didn't take that long to make, but eating it, taking my time to savor it, reviewing it, and giving you all the juicy, delicious angles. So far, I think, I don't know, not my favorite burger I've made recently, but it's pretty good. I don't know, the cheesy bastard's pretty good too. It's where you take a burger patty with some cheese and then some bacon and then more cheese on top of it, so that when you microwave it, it just gobs all over the patty, and it's, oh, you don't even know. Yeah, don't even know. Anyways, tubes, thank you for watching my cooking video. And like I said, if you like the crazy, random, unhealthy bacon cheeseburgers that I make, you cringe when you watch me eat them, subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later.